who's got a goalie coach and providing a general observation without losing, the kid's confidence because he believes in his goalie coach. That's the separation to me between being on the team. They're on their own. They're in their own private world, and that's what concerns me at times. I always worry about that.
I think you're so right, Wally. It is a different conversation when you're in a professional environment where there is a goalie coach that is there and able to be with you, and you as a head or assistant coach can communicate with that goalie coach consistently. But when you're placed in a minor hockey environment where that goalie is going to somebody else, so that goalie coach is never around the team, is not part of your team, that becomes difficult. You see this happen all the time in sports like track and field and swimming. You have an individual coach, you're with that coach day in and day out, and then you make a team, a provincial team or a national team. That coach doesn't go with you to those big environment, to those big training sessions, those big competitions. So this happens in individual sports, same as tennis and all these individual sports. So how do they make that leap? And some do it really well and others don't. And I think as a head coach or an assistant coach, this is where your communication with your goaltender is valuable. Now, somebody said to me the other day that goalies are not even getting drafted at this point into the NHL if they're not 6'3", 6'4". So the top of the net is going to go away. I mean, that they're big enough that's going to happen. That is because of their size. But minor hockey goalies are not that size. So, but minor hockey goalie coaches are teaching goalies to play as if they are 6'4", and they are still only 4 foot at this point. So there's a real disconnect in minor hockey goalie coaching. So having that conversation with your goalies, I think, too, is also very invaluable. They're going to be getting a ton of information from one side. And this is the same thing that you're going to run into is if you have a parent that coaches their kid all the time on the side and they're getting all this information over here. So as a head coach or assistant coach in that position, this is where your coaching expertise comes to fruition, is how do you deal with a kid that's getting all this information from somewhere else and believes more strongly over there? That's the same as if it's a parent or it's a player or whatever. But I think that's sometimes the struggle, is that they're hearing two different messages. Who do they listen to? Who do they most value? And if you put yourself as a coach in a position that you value them, you listen to them, they're going to see you as that mentor. They're going to see you as the one to really follow. And that's where you need to elevate yourself to that position in their psyche, I think.